Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is a very special video. I wanted to do like a fun selection tag video. Basically, I'm calling it like choosing your favorite makeup tag. So I am going to battle two products against each other and I'm going to tell you what is my favorite. All of these products are absolute favorites to me, so you cannot go wrong with any of these, I would say. But if I'm putting like two against each other, which are both of my favorites, which am I gonna put? So if you're ready, let's begin. This is so difficult. I'm getting worried for myself. Okay, let's begin. The first thing that I want to talk about is primers, and the two favorite primers of mine that I really wanted to talk. One is NYX Plump Right Back, and this is more of like the moisturizing primer for me. And the second one is Essence My Skin Perfector, and this covers all the redness, all the bumps, all the texture for me. And this is totally on me. This is my tag. So I being like a textured skin and like acne prone skin, I personally feel like I can get this effect out of like a deep hydration moisturizer, but this definitely does something special for me. So out of the two, I'm gonna pick this. Let's move on to the foundations. The foundation, it'll give it to you by just looking at it, I would say. So the two foundations that I want to keep next to each other is my L'Oreal True Match Nude, the serum foundation, and the other one is Believe Beauty foundation. Both of them are really good foundations. Like I really love both of them. But as you can see, I definitely have one favorite over the other, and that is going to be this. It's completely empty, but for a reason. Like I love this product over anything else in my whole collection, and definitely like a beautiful lightweight medium coverage foundation. If you're looking for, look no further, I would say go for this. And again, in this I am in the shade 5 to 6 medium 10. Let's battle some concealers, and the two concealers that I want to battle against each other is one from Maybelline, and this is their Superstay Active Wear Concealer, and the other one is Milani Conceal and Perfect Concealer. If you guys have watched my videos, you exactly know what am I going to choose, and I definitely, without a doubt, would choose Milani over the Maybelline one. Again, Maybelline is not bad by any way, shape or form, but this is like magic in a bottle. Like I use this like more than any other concealer that I have in my collection, and in this I am in the shade 140 Pure Beige, and in Maybelline I am in the shade 30. Okay, now let's move on to cream bronzers. For cream bronzer, I have two with me. Again, all of them I have two. Okay, let's not repeat that. Did I even mention I'm actually gonna do two versions of this, one for drugstore and one for high-end, and today we are tackling drugstore. I should have mentioned this before, but anyways, I think you got the gist. The two cream bronzers that I'm going to battle against each other, one is from Half Caked and one is from Elf. And let me show you, I have used both really nicely. Like this is my Putty bronzer and this one is in the shade Golden Days. Can you see that dent? Like I have used and abused this bronzer. Like have I? I'm almost there on hitting pan. I have really used this very much. And the second one is the Half Cake Cream Bronzer, and this one is in the shade North Shore. Do I have to say which one do I use more? Like I really love both of them, but I definitely prefer this one over this one. So I would say if you are looking for a cream bronzer on like a budget, look no further, take this. And this is in the shade North Shore. It appears very deep, but it blends so beautifully on the skin. And I'm hoping that I'll get over this by the end of the year. I use this like religiously for my everyday life when I'm going to office. This is like the bronzer that I generally use. Today, actually, I'm wearing a lot of products that I'm talking about today. But today, I'm using this one today just because when I got this out, I was like, yeah, let me just use it. But yeah, so the bronzer that you see is the Elf one. I'm wearing the Believe Beauty foundation because the L'Oreal one is finished. I am wearing the Essence My Skin Perfector primer. I am wearing the Milani concealer. So all these products I am wearing, but if I have to choose one over the other, I'm going to choose the Half Cake one. Okay, let's move on to the cream blushes. I have Milani's cream blush. This is called the Cheek Kiss Cream Blush, and this I have in the shade Merlot Moment. Very, very beautiful shade, especially for winter season. I absolutely love this one. And the second option for me is the Flower Beauty Blush Bombs. I have two with me, one in the shade Spiced and one in the shade Pinched. And if I have to choose both of them, superb. Like, I'm not going to repeat this. All of the things that I'm going to say is like superb quality. But for the ease of application, for how beautifully it blends without any mess, I would say it's difficult for me, but I'm going to choose Flower Beauty because this is truly, truly spectacular. I am wearing the shade Cheeky actually on my face today. This pinky one. It's more of like a mauvey tone cream blush. Okay, let's move on. This is going pretty quick and I'm very, very proud. So let's move on to the loose powders. In the loose powder category, I have Elf's Halo Glow. Everybody knows about it. Everybody has heard raving reviews about it. And the other one is Catrice True Skin Loose Mineral Skin Powder. Out of the two, the one that I reached out to more is the Elf one. So I would highly recommend this. I'll actually recommend both, but I'll show you what's the difference between them. If I swatch both of these on the back of the hand, you'll see like one going a little more smoother than the other. And this is Elf's Halo Glow setting powder. You can see how smooth it is and how like finely milled it is. This is also amazing, but if I have to like choose one over the other, I would say I'll prefer the Halo Glow one. Oh my God, this is also super smooth. But I feel like the Elf one does suit me a little more better, like on my complexion. Again, do I have a shade? This one is in the shade Medium and this one is in the shade Transparent Matte. But yeah, both of them are amazing. I would choose Elf a little more over the Catrice one. Most of them I do not even have like a reasoning behind because both of them I love really, really, really deeply. Okay, let's move on to the pressed powder foundation. Again, I have Elf Camo Powder Foundation. This is in the shade 330 Warm. And I have Loreal Infallible Foundation. And this one is in the shade 245 Radiant Honey. Now, when I open this, you will see like I've used both of them really, really well. I feel like if you can find a shade, like correct shade, in the Elf one, you would absolutely be delighted on how much coverage this can provide. For me, the Elf one leans a little more on the yellow side and L'Oreal one is just perfect for my skin tone, and that is the only reason why am I selecting L'Oreal over Elf. But I use Elf whenever I'm tan. I love to use this like dusting all over the foundation, but this by itself, it's so creamy on your skin. It will just blur out everything. So I'm not saying that this is not good as compared to this. I really feel like Elf's undertones can be a problem for some of us, but L'Oreal has like a wide range. So I feel like you can find your shade match in L'Oreal a little more easier than what you can find in Elf. Because if I go like a shade lighter than this, it'll be a little lighter for me. But if I go a shade like deeper than this, my undertone would not match. So yeah, pick and choose, but both of them superb quality. Okay, let's move on to the bronzer. Oh my God, this was so difficult. So difficult. On one hand, I have the Milani bronzer, and this is the Silky Matte bronzer in the shade Suntan 03. And on the other hand, we have L'Oreal Infallible bronzer, and this one is in the shade 350 Medium. Oh my goodness, this is a struggle. This is totally a struggle for me. I'm going to choose L'Oreal. It's a little more smoothing on my skin and it's a little more impactful on my skin as compared to the undertone of the Milani one. Milani one is definitely a little more on the golden side, and L'Oreal one is definitely more on the neutral side. For that reason, I'm gonna choose this. Now, this is coming to like the nitty-gritties of the products because it's just truly amazing. Like, these are like the best of the best in the industry. I'm wearing this today and for a reason. Like, I really love it. Okay, now it's time for the highlighter. The highlighters that I chose is one from Catrice, and this is the Catrice Beyond Golden Glow highlighter. This is More Than Glow highlighter line from them. Really pretty. And then the second one, that I have to choose is the Revlon's Prismatic Highlighters, and this one is in the shade Daybreak Glimmer. Now, if I put them side by side, you can see there's a definite like a shade difference, but when I swatch it, you'll see like what am I talking, even when I'm like putting my fingers in it. By the way, my choice is the Revlon Prismatic Highlighters, but you can see why. Like this is the Catrice one, definitely a little more on the thicker side, but blinding at the same time. But Revlon one, it is blinding like no other, but it can be like skin light too when you shear it out. It's really, really pretty. Like, look at that. Can you see that the Revlon one just like disappearing away and like meshing it with the skin? And I think that's the main reason why I really, really like the Revlon one over this one. But both of them, super blinding, super amazing on the skin. Really would recommend both, but I would choose the Revlon one over the Catrice one. Okay, now let's talk about setting sprays. I have two setting sprays to talk about. One I do not have at the moment just because I've finished it, and that is my recommendation. It is the Milani, what is that called? All night? No. Milani Stay All Matte? Is that what it's called? Whatever. I'll put a picture on the screen. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Milani setting spray, and the other one that I want to talk about is the NYX Fini Matte Finish setting spray. I'm in the process of finishing this. Not because I have to finish it, but I really, really like this. Milani one, I've like completely used it, and my choice of setting spray would be Milani. Okay, now let's move on to face palettes. The face palettes that I really wanted to mention to you guys is one from Physicians Formula and the other one is from Ulta Beauty. This is definitely, like without a doubt, bang for your buck kind of a product, and this is in the, oh my god! Did you see that? It broke right in front of me. Oh my god, I cannot. Okay, before the tragedy happened, my choice is not going to differ. My choice is the Ulta one. I'm cleaning my desk because that's going to bother me. But I'll be very, very careful. For bang for your buck, this product is really, really beautiful. You have your butter bronzers, you have butter blushes, and you have two highlighters. I feel like I've used this so much, like I cannot even tell you. The highlighters are blinding, the blushes are very, very smooth, and the bronzers are like well known in the industry. Like I am going over my butter bronzer in my single product and I'm panning that product. I have a huge dent going on there, but if I have to choose, I'm going to choose the Ulta Beauty one, and only because the formula is absolutely stunning. Like this competes with my Hourglass face palettes, and that's saying something. Like I have this highlighter on my cheek today, and you can see like how blinding it is. Because I'm using all the products, I could only use highlighter from here, but I've used this so many times on my channel, and for a reason. This is definitely like my favorite drugstore face palette, I would say. I really love this one. If you wanted to try Hourglass products, but you were on a budget, try this. You will not be disappointed. Okay, let's talk about mascaras. For my mascaras, obviously I have L'Oreal Lash Paradise on the list, and the other one is Essence Lash Princess Mascara. L'Oreal Lash Paradise, I finished off like 8 of them. Not even kidding, but I would say because that is not open right now, I didn't want to like open it just to show it in the video, but you have seen me use Lash Paradise like so many times throughout my channel experience, but I'm going through this. That's the only reason why I'm not showing that. But my choice is going to be L'Oreal Lash Paradise without a doubt. Okay, next let's talk about lip liners. There are a few lip liners that came into my mind, but the top 2 that I would recommend is from ColourPop and from NYX. Both of them, I have several of them in my collection. It's embarrassing how many lip liners I have. I have definitely many more from ColourPop, and these are like some of them that I have from ColourPop. And then in the similar way, I have a few of them from NYX too. I say few, I mean a lot. Yeah, that's how much I can see at least. So these are all from NYX and these are all from ColourPop. I don't think you'll go wrong with any of them, but if I have to like choose which one do I lean over a little bit more over the other, I would choose ColourPop. Only because I'm very, very comfortable with that kind of a formula, which is very smooth and long lasting on my lips. This is definitely a little more on the stiffer side. Now, NYX has different formulas. I love their nude suede lip liners. No, so the slide on glide on lip liners and the suede ones. The normal lip liners are more like MAC lip pencils, but lippy pencils from ColourPop are like consistent all throughout, and I would not like shy out on telling you like go for ColourPop lippy pencils. You'll not be disappointed at all. That would be my choice. Now let's move on to the eyeliners. For the eyeliners, I have two with me. I have Physicians Formula Eye Booster and I have Break the Proof from Wet n Wild. No points for guessing. It is going to be Wet n Wild's Break the Proof eyeliner. This is matte, it is black, it lasts for the entire day. Physicians Formula is definitely matte, but it doesn't last on my eyes for the entire day, and it is not that jet black as I like. Only because of that reason, I'm going to choose this. And why wasting more money if you can get like absolutely stunning quality of an eyeliner for like couple of bucks? Like, I would highly recommend Wet n Wild eyeliners. Okay, now let's talk about lipsticks. This is super difficult because both of them are really favorites of mine. One is the L'Oreal These lipsticks. You take any lipsticks from L'Oreal, especially in the matte finish, they're absolutely dear to me. These are the two that I wear the most, and one is Cutting Edge Cork and the other one is Radical Rosewood. And then I have Milani's Matte Fetish lipsticks. The choice was very difficult for me, but I would say I'm going to choose Milani over L'Oreal. I don't know. I just reach out for them a little more. Not saying that I have not reached out for this, because if you see my lipsticks, you will exactly know, like it's flat. You will exactly know how much I use this because I use it so much. Like, have you seen this? I really use this a lot, and you definitely cannot go wrong with any of them. I just love the way how it sits under my lips, how it blurs out my lines, how it is long wearing on my lips. I really love both of them. If I have to choose shade wise, like which am I gravitating towards a little more, I would choose Milani over L'Oreal. That is it. Like, yeah, no discussion. Don't ask me tomorrow because I might change my mind. Now, last, certainly not the least, let's talk about eyeshadows. Now, I won't lie, there's very less amount of brands, like drugstore brands, that completely woo me out of the ballpark for in the eyeshadow categories. But I'll tell you, like, the eyeshadow brands that I would recommend to you guys without a doubt. One, you can definitely find it in Ulta. It's a drugstore brand. The other one is more that you cannot find it in Ulta, but you have to go on their website to buy it, but it is super affordable. The first one that I'm going to talk about is LA Girl, especially their 9-pan packaging or their 16-pan packaging. Don't go with like the bigger palettes, like their holiday palettes. I mean, I didn't like that. I love the quality of this one. Like the 9-pan palettes definitely are like one of my favorites from them. Like, I really love this quality. I was also thinking whether to put like Wet n Wild palettes or not. In the Wet n Wild palettes, the only palette that I would recommend, I would say, is my Glamour Squad palette. This definitely is like worth the price and a total dupe to Anastasia's Soft Glam palette. So if you are on a budget and you want it, I don't think you'll be disappointed by this because this is a beautiful palette. But I prefer the quality of LA Girl a little more than the Wet n Wild one. But the eyeshadow that I'm wearing today, it's super affordable. It's really lovely. If you can find a color story that you really want out of their line, I feel like you're not going to be disappointed. And I'm talking about Alter Ego palettes. I have several of them with me. I'm wearing the palette Goddess today, which actually dupes Natasha Denona's gold palette, this one. And I'm basically wearing this on my crease, this on my outer lid, and I'm wearing this Pandora shade in my inner corner of the eye, and I actually topped a little bit of Valkyrie on like the center of my lid. But you can see how shimmery, how glimmery the eye look is. And I just used brushes. I did not even touch my fingers with it, and it's that impactful. Like, I don't think that you are going to be disappointed by any means. I love these palettes. I also wanted to mention like ColourPop palettes. Everybody knows about ColourPop. I feel like this, my experience with Alter Ego versus ColourPop, I really like the Alter Ego. Take it with a grain of salt. Both of them are really, really good. There are eyeshadow palettes from ColourPop that I really, really like too, but not all of them are like superb quality. I think mainly the reason is because they're coming out with eyeshadow palettes like every week. I just have lost interest in ColourPop, like, and I don't know what else to say. But I do prefer Alter Ego for sure. This is the Sahara palette, which dupes the Natasha Denona Biba palette. Again, another stunning quality eyeshadow palette in my collection, and I use this very, very often, I would say, and the quality is there. Like, I won't say it's as good as Natasha Denona, but they're coming very, very close, I would say, because they are trying to dupe the formula also as compared to the shades. The ingredients are definitely not the same. They cannot create like a $69 palette ingredients and put it in like a $16 palette, you know, but they're really, really good. My favorite, I think, out of the bunch is the Canyon palette, which dupes Natasha Denona's bronze palette. Really, really pretty one. And I feel like out of the lot that I have, this is the only palette that I would not like recommend to go and buy it. And the only reason is that some of the shades are inconsistent. Like this purple, these purples do not work as nicely the way that I want it to perform. This Black Dahlia shade is not really good, but rest of the shades are pretty okay. This by the way dupes Natasha Denona's Love palette. And those were like my favorite products from the drugstore brands. I really, really hope that this was helpful for you guys. If you do want to see like a high-end version of this tag, do let me know in the comment section below. I really hope that this video was entertaining for you guys and helped you guys to find out like which are my favorites out of the things that I have in my collection. But yes, that's all for today, guys. If you did like this video, you know what to do. Do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so that you're notified every time that I post next. I generally upload 3 videos every single week, every Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays at 9 AM Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.